The road system in the city of Bangui, designed and built during the colonial period after the Second World War, is of the concentric type with a point zero in the heart of the city center, from where the radial roads depart, connected to each other by peripheral roads. These peripheral roads are the main links between spontaneous peripheral areas. They are in relatively dilapidated state due to the lack of regular routine maintenance, whereas they are part of urban mobility. In order to respond to the demographic growth, the road network of the city of Bangui as a whole is to be retooled. Particular emphasis will have to be placed on sanitation in an updated urbanization master plan adapted to current needs. To illustrate this situation, three figures, according to the Central African Institute of Statistics and Economic and Social Studies, purport that in 2020, Bangui had 741,008 inhabitants. In 2020, Bangui has a population of 947,829 inhabitants. That is to say, over 10 years, a growth of 2%. And in 2023, Bangui will have 1,017,399 inhabitants.
In the course of our studies, we noticed the lawless invasion of roads. This pushed us into trying to urbanize and review all problems on all roads included in this project. We equally noticed the degradation of urban sanitization. Bangui is a basin-like city with a lot of stagnant water that overrun roads and pavements due to lack of sufficient drainage canals. The inhabitants do not respect the limits as instructed by the Ministry of Town Planning. Some electric poles are even found within the fences of homes. In order to resolve the situation, some citizens have to be expropriated. These are some of the difficulties we encountered. Our office, Ledge Engineering, decided to execute this project because of its importance. Rehabilitating the roads of Bangui is a wonderful thing. It shall be beneficial for the local populations and even foreigners. This venture shall motivate them to remain here and equally permit the population to have confidence in the government, a government that takes care of the needs of the citizens.
The problem of roads is a problem that hurts us very much. We haven't built roads for a very long time. We do not maintain them. When our children go to school, they fall off. There are accidents with motorcycles that knock people over. We get bitten by mosquitoes and we suffer a lot from malaria because of the stagnant water. We are happy to hear that this street is going to be developed. We are all happy because until now, no one has ever come to fix the street. When it is done, it will be for our children because we old people will die and they will benefit from this road.
The initiative to develop and pave the urban roads of the city of Bangui arose from the observation of the poor state of the roads in the city and the absence of drainage channels. Consequently, this project demonstrates the government's desire to improve the standard of living of the Central African population in general. Bangui being only one stage as the major provincial towns will follow.
I was born here. I live in the 7th district in Cité Langia, so I've been here for many years. Look at this street. The people here depend on agriculture for a living. They have to go to sell on the asphalt of the street, which is in very bad condition. They have to get to the asphalt road by taking the motorcycle taxis because the street is in bad condition. It has an impact on the price of transportation that make prices of goods to be more expensive. It's deplorable, but we don't have a choice. We know the roads contribute to development.
There is no doubt that the current state of the streets is the obvious result of a lack of maintenance. In order to remedy and anticipate the consequences, a monitoring mechanism must be put in place so that the roads systematically benefit from a maintenance program in order to preserve their quality and durability. The development and the asphalting of the road network of the city of Bangui extends over a distance of 45,618 linear meters covering the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th districts. These are in general streets serving several densely populated districts. In the morning, the main arteries are blocked towards the city center, and in the evening, the opposite movements are accompanied by the same consequences.
Vehicles used to pass between my house and my neighbor's that was demolished. This was a big problem because children used to play around and accidents could occur. That road did not exist before. Cars had to drive between homes to get to the Kuduku Street. It was not until 1998-1999 that that road was constructed. Central Africans have the habit of selling goods on roadsides. What has to be done? It is difficult. If you say you're going to resolve this, you should. This road is the shortest way to get to Marché Combattant. With 100 francs, I can pay my transport and in about 5 minutes I'm at Combattant. It really costs nothing. May this project be a reality not only for my neighborhood, but throughout the nation. We will be very happy if all roads are well constructed. This is Bimbo, the new extension zone. In order to settle the population here, we had to get into contact with the religious owners. This is a new settlement area for the population. What we see here are just simple tracks, not roads. They are not properly constructed. This explains their bad state. There is the absence of a drainage system, for example. Such a venture requires a lot of financial resources which the administration does not dispose of. Alongside this difficulty is the rapid state of urbanization. Roads are very essential for communication and coexistence. They are venues for encounters and diverse forms of communication and expression, be it by traders or simple road users. In this regard, we can all confirm the important role it plays in the society, since we all are called up to use it at some point of the day.
The draft therefore proposes rehabilitation of existing hydraulic works, a realization in the sewage works in the rules of the earth in adequacy with the respect of the environment, clearing of gullies in place if necessary to promote drainage and rainwater evacuation, possibly create an overwidth for pedestrian traffic by covering the gutters with slabs. In places, raise the masonry of the sewage works to ensure a perfect shoulder of the roadway with gutters. Streets, lighting and connection to drinking water supply and rainwater drainage networks. And because these are also public transit routes, the project has provided terminals and stops for all sections. Let's redefine these sections as an alternative route. On an equation from point A to congested point B, we now have a parallel stretch from point C to point D of the same destination. Transport of food products leaving PK12 on the National Road 1 and arriving at the Bimbo Market, reaching the National Road 6 without passing through the city center.
Electricity is good because when you meet someone, you have to be able to identify the person in case he or she is a bad person. It is equally good to see a hole that is in front of you at night. We mothers who do not see the holes, we stumble over it. In the dry season, there is a lot of dust. Look at the dirt on my clothes. In the rainy season, there's too much mud.
As the city of Bangui is in perpetual expansion with recently occupied areas, the development of roads will undoubtedly contribute to the development of the informal sector. It will also promote the development of numerous tertiary activities which in turn require significant travel needs.
In 1972, we thought it wise to create the first road trend for the city of Bangui. This was well elaborated, but because of the demographic nature of the town, inhabitants settled in a lawless manner and without the directives from town planning. This makes it very difficult for the state to construct roads and drainage canals. But today, the government and the Ministry of Town Planning are committed to changing these, rethinking and giving Bangui a facelift.
The project therefore appears to be a suitable response to the expansion by proposing improved alternative traffic routes. The inhabitants of Mbosoro, Gitangola, Padrepo have at their disposal the Ketengere and Bosoro sections. Landlocked neighborhoods have an opportunity to be connected to each other. Cases of diversions are no longer to be feared as bypass roads now exist. The arrival in Wango no longer depends on the Boulevard Charles de Gaulle, the section of the street Ndres, Kam Kasai, Avenue des Combattants provides an alternative service.
Today, if the street has to be tarred, the population has to be directly involved in the phase. Once the population is involved, I think the project will be beneficial for everyone.
This is a very timely project. Besides creating employment for youth, it shall contribute to the security of a community. Not only physical security, but equally sanitary, goods and services. It shall ease access of state services to the population. We would love to thank the government for having confidence in us and giving us the opportunity to carry out these studies on the streets of Bangui. We accepted because it is a very important factor in trying to inspire Africans to stay in Africa. Most often, we try to migrate to Europe for greener pastures. I think this project will inspire Central Africans to remain home and even push others who are away to return. All these because of the good state of the roads. Besides all the other advantages that this project might bring, we will have lesser problems with our cars in terms of breakdown. I think we are here to help bring this project to completion.
Ah, finally. Thank God you've come to fix the streets for us. It's something we've been waiting for a long time without success. Now you've come to do it. May God give you the strength to do it.
Let's make sure they all bring security, means of transportation, traffic comfort, utility penetration, a certain idea of space occupation. The paths are open, the possibilities are offered. Bangui is being rebuilt and changing its face. Such is the ambition of this project.